So welcome to another episode of Paul's Asian Adventure. In this one I wanted to talk about single mothers. Should you date them or should you not? So I've had many questions about single mothers, if you should date them, what are the advantages and disadvantages of dating a single mother. To me, the first disadvantage of dating a single mother, and I actually married a single mother, so maybe I come from a different point of view, not neutral point of view, but I think you're taking a lot more, you're complicating your life a lot more than you need to. Okay? Now you've got the responsibility of the single mother and her kids. And even if she says you're not responsible for them, you will end up being responsible for them. I mean, it's just the way it is. And then if you got a heart at all, you're going to end up falling in love with the kids and taking care of the kids, which can be a wonderful thing. But the thing is, they're not your kids. And if things go south in that relationship, you'll probably never see those kids again. So that's what happened with me. So, hey guys, if you would help me out by sharing this video, subscribing, commenting, and liking, it really helps me on the YouTube algorithm, especially the sharing part. If at the end of the video you feel it's helped you out, please share it on social media. As I said, that really helps my channel grow. Thank you. You got to be aware of that. The other thing is that it's going to be a lot more expensive. When you start dating a single mother, she might say, oh, I know you're not responsible for the kids, but in the end, the kids are going to come to eat with you. The kids are going to go places with you. So it's just going to be that. I mean, if she's a good mother, she's going to try to get the kids involved with you, if she's serious about it. Now, if you're just dating, that's a different story. But if you're looking at a long-term relationship, for me, there are some dangers there. And I would personally not want to date seriously a single mother. How about yourself?
Well, this is probably one of the areas where we differ.
Yeah.
But I will say, I don't look for a single mom. My first choice is a girl who's not a single mom.
Yeah.
So I will say that. However, I don't rule out a girl who has a kid. But I do say that singular, not plural.
Yeah.
I won't date a girl who's got more than one kid. I'm sorry. It's just, for me, it's too much. I got caveats. I won't date a mom who's got a kid in diapers.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with like that stage. It's not just the diapers. It's the crying. It's the up in the middle of the night. I don't want to have to deal with the infant stages. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't also want a father around. I don't want, because then you really, for sure, you could never step in as the father figure. And I do disagree. I think you really can be a father if they're really young and you are looked at as dad.
You can be, but it also depends on the mother. I mean,
yes.
Some mothers will basically say it's our kid when it benefits her, and it's her kid when it benefits her. You know, if she doesn't agree with something, hey, that's my kid, I'll make the decision, right? But when you're involved and she wants security and she wants stuff from you, then it's our kid, right? So you'll be paying for the clothes, the school, the holidays, the foods, the doctors, the dentists. It's going to get expensive. Even here in the Philippines, it's going to get expensive. So you have to be aware of that. So,
well, I think most guys, if they stepped into that role, you think they would be aware of it, right? I mean, if I stepped into the role as I would...
Some people just don't think it through. They start dating a girl, as an example, has a kid, and they say, I'm not worried, I'm just dating her. Then they really fall in love, right?
Okay.
And now they have to take care of one or two kids. You know, and then the other thing is that you overcomplicate your life. So you're dating this girl with the two kids. You really love those two kids, and things are going well. And then suddenly things are not going well. Well, now you want to break up with this girl, and you know how hard it is to break up with girls here, both on an emotionally and a financial plane.
Right.
So now you have this girl with the two kids that you're trying to leave. Well, how bad are you going to feel now you're leaving her and 2 kids without the necessary financial means maybe to take care of themselves, which they didn't have before they met you anyway.
Right.
Maybe it's not your responsibility, but if you have a heart, you're going to feel responsible. It's going to make it that extra hard to leave, and you might end up just staying in a situation where you don't want to stay.
That part I do agree. I agree that it's going to be difficult. In fact, you might not break up with the girl for, maybe you would have broke up with her 6 months previous, but because of the kids, you stay in the relationship longer, and then maybe that makes it even worse because the bond becomes even stronger with the kids.
Exactly.
So I do get that, but there's risk in everything, I guess.
Yeah, but my thing is, you don't need to. There's so many wonderful single girls here that are not single moms, that you as a person don't need to risk that.
I get it. I still think that a single mom, for some, maybe they've already had kids.
Yes.
Maybe they can't have kids anymore. Maybe they still want to have a kid. Maybe.
There, I agree with you. If you're wanting a family and you can't have kids, and a single mom, with 1 or 2 kids, is a good thing. But the other thing that you have to be aware of, if she's a single mom, especially if she's had 2 kids with 2 different dads,
well, that's
or 2 kids with a person, and then she says about this person, oh, he's violent, he's lazy, he's this, he's that. You have to ask yourself the following question: Is she a good judge of character?
Right.
Why is she making one of the most important decisions in her life, who to have a kid with basically a bum or a violent person or whatever she says about this guy? So that's something you really need to think about. She's not vetting people for one of the most important decisions in her life.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
In my experience, I have felt like single moms seem to be a bit more sincere and want to try harder. Here in the Philippines, not in America, they still seem to be.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because of necessity, maybe.
Well, I also think Filipinos don't typically are not as accepting of a single mom as maybe Westerners that come out
not for
here.
a serious relationship like marriage and everything.
Yeah. But I definitely, you have valid points. I still, again, I go back to that. Me personally, I don't specifically look for a single mom.
Yeah.
That's not on my search criteria if I'm on the dating site. But if I came across one that I felt checked all the boxes,
if you come across, for example, if I wasn't dating, and I came across a girl, let's say she's 25 years old, she has got 1 kid with a guy, and that guy has passed away, as an example. Died in an accident. She's educated. She's a nurse. She has a lot of things that maybe I can't find in another person. And at the same time, her character is great. Yeah, I can understand that, because you're getting much more maybe than you would get somewhere else.
So are you saying that if you were single, that would be an option, or you would still say no?
I would tend to say no, but you never know in life. But she basically what I'm saying is she has to have much more to offer than somebody who doesn't have a kid from before. So that's just my criteria, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but that's just me. That's what I want. Just like females want certain things, I want certain things, and other men want other things. And I think to each his own. I mean, I respect the guy that wants to be with a single mom. You just need to know about the dangers of dating. Dangers might be a hard word, but for lack of other words, the dangers of dating a single mother, what they can be,
Now, I wonder how accepting Filipinos would be, because most Westerners, when they come out here, even if they're dads, the Filipinos never have to deal with the children, right? They're always back in the West.
Yeah.
How accepting are they of kids? Like when I don't know, but when they go to the West and all of a sudden have to deal with some bratty Western kids, how accepting they are of it,
I don't know. Comment below.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know, because what about, because not everybody, there's a lot of guys that don't come over and date a 25-year-old. Some of them are just more, a 60-year-old maybe is more comfortable with a
45 or 50.
Right. So what if the kid is grown up and out of the house? I mean,
that's different.
That's totally different.
Yeah, that's different. Even if they're not out of the house and they're 15, 16 years old, it's different. You're not their dad. I know you're using some resources on them and all that, but it's a couple of years and they're gone, right?
Right. You could still take off for a week and go somewhere, and
you're not binded down. You're not overcomplicating your life like you would 2 or 3 or 4-year-olds.
And here, it always seems like there's somebody to watch the kid. That would be the one benefit, right? I suppose if you do have a kid here, that the family, it's not a burden on the family. They're open arms. It's a blessing to take the kid in.
Kid number
you're
10
gone?
is still a blessing.
Right. But, like OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, they go away for 5 years, and it's nothing to leave
with the grandma.
Yeah. It's just normal. Nobody looks at them as like, oh.
And also hiring like a yaya here.
Yeah.
Like a person that lives with you and takes care of the kid and the house and the cooking.
Right.
It's like with food and pay and everything, you're talking $200 to $300 a month.
In fact, you're almost looked at like, I get people, I'll get girls that have asked me, you don't have a maid? You don't have a housekeeper? I'm like,
yeah.
It's just a small condo. What do I need?
Yeah.
It's almost like you have all this money and you don't have a maid or a
Well, guys, I think that ends the conversation. I'm sure there's something I didn't think of to mention, but I think it was a good conversation, and I think there are red flags with dating single mothers that you have to be aware of. As long as you're aware of that and make a decision to go into that relationship, you're aware of the dangers. So that's great. But there are also some single mothers here that, like Gio said, that are great mothers and have lost their husbands or lost their boyfriends through no malicious act of themselves,
Right.
They haven't been unfaithful. Or I knew this one girl who her boyfriend died, and she was a single mom. And, there are great single mothers, but I'm saying on average you have to be a bit more careful than you would with just a single girl. So, and with that, I hope you enjoyed the video and it gives you something to think about and helps you in any decision making you're doing in the future. And if you thought this video helped you out, would you please do me a big favor and share the video, as that really helps my YouTube channel grow. Thank you, and see you on the next one.